How's it going, YouTube? This is Manny from Manny Fresh Bets, bringing you my NFL Week 1 against the spread picks. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would subscribe, like, comment, and share. Already posted the Week 1 straight up picks. As I mentioned on that video, I'm going to pretty much be making 4 videos for NFL every week. One is going to be the straight up picks. Second one is going to be this one, which is going to be the against the spread picks. Then I'm going to be making a pick for the over-unders, which are the totals for the games. And then lastly, I'm going to be making the picks for the player props, which are like, the anytime TDs, over-unders on the receiving and passing yards. So those are probably going to come last because most of those lines aren't out yet. I think the only ones that are out are this Buffalo Bills and Rams game and a few others. But as you can see, I already made a bet for a teaser. And if you don't know how to do teasers, I'm going to post a link to the teaser video that I made. This basically gives you kind of a leadway, a little more cushion, so to speak. So, for example, in this game, the Bills are plus 2.5, I believe. So they got to win by 3 to cover that spread. I took a 7-point teaser and teased them up to plus 4.5. So they can actually lose the game by 4 or less, and I still win that leg. So this is what I did for this teaser. And again, I believe this was the same teaser that I put on that video, but I'll just let you see my picks here. I took Buffalo plus 4.5. I took the Colts to win by at least 2. The Eagles to lose by 3 or less. The 49ers pretty much just have to win. That's what the plus half means. Carolina Panthers plus 5.5. That one's a little iffy because I think that game is going to be close, but I don't think that Cleveland's going to just, blow them out. I think actually I like Carolina in that game to win it, but I have them, at that 7-point teaser. I put them at plus 5.5. And then I got the Ravens just to win. New Orleans Saints to lose by 1 or less or win outright. Same things with the Chargers, lose by 3 or less or win outright. And then I got the Packers plus 5, Kansas City Chiefs plus 3.5, Tennessee Titans plus 1.5. And then I got the Bucks 5.5 and the Denver Broncos 1.5. So I bet $3 to win $93. For this particular week, for week 1, I'm going to skip this game, Buffalo versus the Rams. I think this is a very close game. I can see either team winning. I am leaning a little bit more towards the Bills, but this is going to be a tough game. First week, anything could happen. 2 great teams. I think this is actually going to be a high-scoring game. So I'm going to skip this game going on tonight. And then for the other games, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints to win by 6 or more. That's what the 5.5 means. I think New Orleans Saints are going to be a kind of a surprise team this year. Their defense is very strong. I know the struggles Jameis Winston has had, but I just think that this team is just strong. They're going to be great defensively. They're going to score some points, and as long as Jameis Winston takes care of the ball, they should be fine. So I'm going to take them at minus 5.5. Then in the San Francisco 49ers game against the Bears, I'm going to take them at minus 6.5. I think the 49ers are going to beat them probably by 10 or more. I can see this being a blowout. Chicago Bears, I like Justin Fields. I like them in college. I actually wanted the Giants to draft them. Obviously, that didn't happen. But other than Darryl Mooney and maybe Cole Kmet, he doesn't really have any help. So I think even with Trey Lance making his 4th, I believe it's his 4th start ever, I believe the 49ers are just a greater team, better team. And I think they're going to win, going away here. I don't think that's going to be close. Then for these other games, I think the Raiders are going to keep it close here with the Chargers. I know the defense is not great. They did have some So made some upgrades on the defensive end, but their offensive line is still suspect. I just think they match up really well with the Chargers. I think they might keep it close here, and I'm going to take them at plus 3.5. I'm also going to take the Cardinals at plus 5.5. I know, it's the Chiefs, very strong team. They could make it to the Super Bowl again, but again, the loss of the Tyreek Hill, the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs, I think I read they were like 2-10 against the spread in their last 12 games. The Chiefs just don't cover spreads. It's just something that they just don't do. And I think the Cardinals are good in the beginning of the season and then just kind of drop off. Might be different this year because their number one wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, is coming back after, I think, 6 games. So they might be better, but they usually start off good in the beginning of the season. Then I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover 2.5. So that means they need to win by 3 points or more. And then I'm going to take the Broncos to win by at least a touchdown. And I'm going to keep it there for this first one. So as you can see, it's going to be New Orleans minus 5.5, San Francisco minus 6.5, the Raiders to cover 3.5. So even if they lose by 3 or less, I win that leg or win outright. Same thing with the Cardinals at plus 5.5, Tampa Bay minus 2.5, and then the Denver Broncos minus 6.5. So I'm going to bet $3 to potentially win 135. So that's going to be my first bet here. For the other bets, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive on these. You're going to notice that in the beginning of the season, I'm not going to pick a lot of favorites. The beginning of the season is very tricky. I feel like, teams are going to be closer. And then once, week 3, week 4, week 5 hit, that's when we start seeing the favorites kind of cover those spreads. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers at plus 6.5. I know Pittsburgh is kind of not rebuilding, but they have Mitch Trubisky, no more Big Ben. The offense might struggle a little bit, but their defense is still pretty strong. The Bengals are definitely the better team, but I can see this being a low-scoring game and the Steelers, getting a late field goal, getting a late touchdown, and covering that 6.5. So I'm going to take them there. I'm also going to take the Eagles at minus 3.5. I was actually thinking about Detroit. They are improved on both sides of the ball. They're healthier. I just think the Eagles are the better matchup here. They're the better team, but I can definitely see Detroit covering that spread and maybe losing by 3 or 2 or 1, and maybe even getting the outright win because, again, it is week 1. But I'm going to take the chance with the Eagles on that one. The Indianapolis Colts and the Texans. This one's a tricky one just because the Colts usually start off pretty bad. So I might skip this one. And I'm leaning Texans on this game, to tell you the truth, but I'm going to skip it. I'm going to take the Saints again. And I'm going to take, and as I say this, I think Wilson, I just got an update. I think Wilson is going to start for the Jets, or he might. I don't know. I don't really trust the Jets, but you're giving me, a touchdown, basically a touchdown and a point. So Ravens have to win by 8. I'm not really going to touch this in this one. I'm going to take the Patriots plus 3.5. These games usually come down they're very close. I know the Dolphins are better this year, but I just don't see the Patriots getting blown out or getting beat by more than a field goal. I think they're going to keep it close. The Panthers against Cleveland. This game is, again, another close game. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers again. And I'm going to risk it with the Raiders, and I'm going to risk it with the Titans. These 2 other ones I'm not going to touch. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And on my last pick, I'm going to do kind of a riskier bet. So I got Pittsburgh to cover 6.5. I got the Eagles to cover 3.5. I got the Saints to cover minus 5.5. The Patriots plus 3.5. San Francisco 6.5. Raiders plus 3.5. Then I have Tennessee minus 5.5. The Denver Broncos minus 6.5. And then again, I got Tampa Bay minus 2.5. So I'm going to bet $2 to potentially win 590, almost 591. And then if you guys watching one of my videos for the first time, definitely subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I take kind of 3 bets. I take kind of a conservative play. Then I take a kind of moderate play, which is kind of a combination of aggressive and conservative. Excuse me. Then at the end, I'll take a more aggressive approach. So I'll take a riskier bet. And this is going to be my riskier bet. So again, I'm going to take Philly. I'm going to take, I'm not confident in this game. I think the Texans might be able to cover that, back door. But I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to take the Colts at minus 7.5. And then I'm going to do San Francisco again. I'm actually going to take a shot with the Jags. I think the Jags might keep this one close. So they have to lose by 2.5 or less, by 2 or less to win that bet. I feel pretty good about the Jaguars. I mean, they're not going to be a great team, but they're definitely going to be improved. There's questions with the Commanders. Chase Young is already injured. Carson Wentz, I'm not gonna bash him. He's still a pretty good quarterback. But there's a lot to learn. It's week 1, and I think the Jaguars could keep this one close. I'm gonna go with the Raiders again. I could see this game here being close. It sounds like it's gonna be a rainy day in Tennessee. Probably gonna be a lot of running from both teams. Probably a low-scoring game. And I'm probably going to go with Tennessee to win by 5.5. So they'll need to win by 6 or more. Then again, I'm going to take the Cardinals. I'm going to risk it with the Vikings. I actually think the Vikings could win this game outright. So I'm taking them at plus 1.5. I'm again taking the Buccaneers at 2.5. And I'm taking the Denver Broncos at minus 6.5. The other games, I might risk it and take the Jets at plus 7.5, but Flacco is starting. I don't know how that's going to go. So I'm going to stay away from that game. And I'm probably going to kind of switch it up and put the Bengals at the money line just so I can get better odds and potentially win more money. And I might do that with the Ravens. So I'm going to do that with the Ravens as well. So I got Philadelphia to win by 4 or more. I got the Saints to win by 6 or more. I got the Colts to win by 8 or more. I have the 49ers to win by 7 or more, so a touchdown or more. I got the Jaguars. I kind of made a riskier play there. I got them to cover 2.5, so they need to lose by 2 or less. I got the Raiders plus 3.5. Got the Titans to win by 6 or more. Cardinals to lose by 5 or less, or to win the game outright. Then I got the Minnesota Vikings plus 1.5. So they need to lose by 1 or win outright. And then I got Tampa Bay to win by 3 or more. And I got the Broncos to win by 7 or more against the Seahawks. I think that's going to be a bloodbath. Then I have Cincinnati to win outright, and then the Ravens to win outright. And then for this one, I'm going to bet $1, a smaller wager there. I'm going to bet $1 to win potentially $2,200. So that's going to do it there, guys, for my picks for against the spread. Like I mentioned, the straight up picks are already up. I'm going to put a link down below on this video for the teasers, how to do that. I definitely like using teasers to begin the season. I don't like giving up too much juice. Basically, when you pick, and I could show you real quick how you do that. That way you'll see what kind of I'm looking at. So I'm just gonna pick these 7 picks, whatever picks, it doesn't matter. The teasers, basically you're buying points. So instead of winning, $7 for your, sorry, let me show that again. Instead of winning $82 on that wager for $1, when you tease it, you could either do 6 points, 6.5, or 7. Now for that same dollar, you're only making $5. Of course, I don't like doing that too much because you're losing value, you're losing money. Obviously, it's a big difference between making $5 on a dollar bet than making $82 on a dollar bet. But sometimes it helps, especially in the beginning of the season when there's a lot of unknowns. And again, a lot of things happen in week one. So that's going to do it, guys, for my against the spread picks. Really appreciate you guys. The comments. Also, follow me on Twitter at Manny Fresh Bets. I usually do a lot of live betting, especially when I'm watching the games. I see things that are going on, and I see kind of a touchdown prop or, a spread prop, a totals prop. Sometimes games start out really, really slow. The totals start going down. Like, for example, let's say, this Chicago Bears game against the 49ers start out really slow, and it's like a 3-0 game in the end of the first quarter. The over-under is already pretty low at 41.5. If that happens, where the first quarter is very low, like a 3-zip 7-3 game, the total is gonna come down. And if I see that there's opportunity there, I'm definitely going to bet that over, because guys are gonna step it up. Maybe there was like fourth down, a couple of fourth down stops that could have made the total go up. I'm definitely gonna bet that. So definitely follow me on Twitter so you can get those live updates and those live bets. Really appreciate it, everyone. I'm gonna post the player props later on when everything becomes available. I think by Saturday it should be fine. So look out for that video on Saturday or Friday if they're available at that time. Again, the straight up picks are up. This is the against the spread. I should be posting the over-unders in a bit. Thanks a lot, everyone. Enjoy your first week of NFL. Really exciting stuff. Don't go crazy with the bets yet. It's only week one. We got a bunch of games left, and crazy things always happen in week one. So just tread lightly in this week. Don't use all your bankroll, and let's make some money together today.